find a college-level job?
No!
Do you want 4 more years of trillion-dollar deficits?
No!
Look, I don't want 4 more years any more than you do, but I can tell you this. If President Obama were to be re-elected, what you'd see is 4 more years like the last 4 years, and we can't afford another 4 years like the last 4 years.
Got that right!
His plan for America, did you hear it at his convention? Did you hear all the new ideas?
No.
What are they? It's the status quo. It's what he's been saying for the past 4 years. He got out there, he wants another stimulus, all right? And then he wants to be able to pick winners and losers, make government investments. By the way, government investments, that means taking your money and he invests it in the businesses owned by his friends. That's not my kind of investment.
No!
More deficits, of course, trillion-dollar deficits. You see that clock up there? $16 trillion in debt. When this campaign began, it was a heck of a lot less than that. When the president was elected, it was about 10 point something. He's added about $6 trillion in debt to the country. It's not good for the economy. It's not good for jobs. And in my view, I think it's immoral for us to pass on obligations to our kids of that nature. We got to stand up.
Yeah!
Do you realize what that number means, by the way, to your kids and to you? Do you know how much you're paying for that? You might just think that's debt out there. Someone will repay it someday. Maybe our kids or grandkids. That's not how it works. You pay interest on that right now. People in America are paying interest. How much interest are they paying? More than all that is spent on housing by our government, agriculture, all that's spent is on education, transportation. Think of that. Housing, education, agriculture, transportation, all combined don't spend as much as the interest on that debt. We will stop adding to that debt. We'll finally get America on track to a balanced budget.
Yeah!
Look, I'm going to take America in a very different direction than this president. And this...
Woo!
This election comes down to a choice. It comes down to a choice of path. His campaign slogan is forward. Forward with the same ideas, the same approaches he's had for the last 4 years. Nothing's going to change. And we know the result of the last 4 years. So we don't have to wonder what would happen if he were reelected. We see it. We see the high unemployment. We see the 23 million people out of work. We see kids coming out of school that can't find jobs. We see manufacturing. Manufacturing jobs in the last 4 years have dropped by 582,000 people. This is not the path we want for America.
No!
There's a different path. And the path I represent is one which will add 12 million new jobs. And it'll get rising take-home pay again. There are 5 things I'll do. 5 things I'll do to get this economy going. Right from the start. Number 1. I'm going to take full advantage of our oil, our coal, our gas.
Yeah! Woo!
This is an extraordinary resource. And by the way, that means lower prices at the pump. By the way, under this president, prices at the pump have doubled, all right? Now, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure we create as much energy of our own as we can. We're going to have North American energy independence within 8 years. That's going to happen.
Yeah!
And not only does it mean lower prices at the pump and hopefully get the prices down of our electricity as well from where they otherwise would be, but it also means more jobs. Because if we have full exploitation of our oil, our gas, our nuclear, our renewables, our coal, why we have more jobs in the energy sector, and we also have more manufacturing that comes back here. Because if we have low-cost, abundant energy, manufacturing is going to beat its way path back to here. We're going to get more jobs in.
Yeah!
trade has to work for us. We can compete with anyone in the world. And so I'm going to open up new markets for us to be able to sell goods to. But I'll tell you what else I'm going to do. I'm going to crack down on China. They should not steal our jobs. Over the past decades, they've held down the value of their currency. You wonder, what does that mean? What does that do? Here's what it does. It means the prices of their products are artificially low. And so if you're an American company manufacturing a product that competes with their product, well, their prices are low. And so the American company ultimately goes out of business and we lose the jobs. That's what's been happening over these years, one year after the other. The president has had multiple opportunities to label China a currency manipulator. He hasn't. I will.
Yeah. Yes.
Number three, to make sure we have a great prospect for our people today, I want to have job training programs that work for the American worker. And that means that instead of having 47 different federal training programs that report to 8 different agencies with all sorts of overhead, I'm going to take the dollars that the federal government spends, bundle it up, give Ohio its fair share, and let Ohio create its own job training program.
Yeah!
Sure that we're not just training our current workers for the jobs of today, but also our future workers for the jobs of tomorrow. I'm going to make sure we fix our schools. We know how to do that, by the way. We know what's key in our schools. You'll hear a lot of confusion because some people have a big interest in the outcome as to how money is spent in education.
Sorry.
But a lot of people have looked at this issue. My state of Massachusetts, our schools are ranked number 1 in the nation. 4 federal measures, on all 4, ranked number 1. How do we get there? We got there because we understand the key to a great school is having great teachers. We need to put our teachers and our kids and our families first.
Yeah!
Teachers union behind.
Yeah! Woo!
Number 4. We're not going to have entrepreneurs go out and start a new business, or big companies come here and decide to build a new facility, a new plant, and hire a lot of people if they think we're on the road to Greece. And that clock up there looks like Greece. If President Obama were to be reelected, we'd have about a $20 trillion debt by the end of his next term. That will not happen because he's not going to get reelected. I will balance.
Yeah!
Mention something else. One more. Number 1 was making sure, for instance, that we take advantage of our energy resources. Number 2 was making sure that we have the opportunity to get our people to have the skills they need to succeed, a trade that works for us. And number 4 is to make sure we balance our budget. And number 5, let me tell you what this is. We need to champion small business. We need to help small business.
Yeah!
That's where jobs come from. And the president's plan, by the way, you know what it is. He plans on raising taxes. He's already said he's going to raise taxes on some 1 million small businesses. 1 million small businesses in this country are taxed as individuals. He wants to raise the tax rate on them. That'll kill jobs. I'm going to lower the tax rates. He wants to raise them. I'll create jobs. He'll kill them.
Yeah!
There was a study put out by the National Federation of Independent Businesses. They had Ernst & Young look at his tax proposal. They concluded that his tax proposal will cost 700,000 jobs. We can ill afford that. My tax proposal, it creates 7 million jobs. I want to create jobs. His plans don't do that.
Yeah!
Something else about small business. There's something else that's scaring small business. There was a survey done by the Chamber of Commerce